Hi, this is Mark McNeil with InFocus Media Services, and I'm going to show you an alternative way to stream to YouTube, taking the ATEM Mini output and bringing it through OBS and then to YouTube, because there are usually some issues with the software in the ATEM. And so this is what I have up right now is OBS, and I'm going to take a step back and show how we make sure our Wi-Fi LAN network is configured, and then we'll go back to OBS. So as you can see, when you get to the venue, you want to make sure you're connected to their Wi-Fi on the laptop. And then once you're connected here, we'll go ahead and load Chrome. And then I have a tab, GLINet Administration Panel, and you will want to log into this Wi-Fi modem. And I have a default right here, so we'll select that. Log in, and you can see the internet. We are connected to McNeil Home ATT, and that's the Wi-Fi I'm setting right now. But when you get on site, you may need to scan for an available Wi-Fi network. So we'll just do this for the sake of showing how this works. Then you'll get an available list of networks, and these are all the different Wi-Fi networks in the area. And we do want to select the McNeil Home ATT, and I have that password saved, and we'll join it. We see we have success. We are going to there is no Ethernet cable, but if we did have one, we could do that. But we are connected to McNeil Home. We can see our clients, which would be the Livestream laptop, and then this one is the ATEM, which it's not identified, but we're good here. So now we can basically minimize this window, and I want to show the connections on the back of the ATEM now. So we're going to go to camera 1, and you can see I've turned this around so we can see it. So we have our Ethernet cable plugged in here, and all the other connections are pretty much the standard. I'm only using 2 outputs right now for this test. But the important thing is this USB out, that in the previous video, this went to my external hard drive to record. But now this is going to almost be like a program out of the ATEM, and then it needs to go directly into the laptop. So it's going USB-C to USB 3, and it's going directly into the laptop. You can't plug this into a port or a hub or anything like that, because it gives you some fits. Now I do have a secondary hub right here plugged in, and you can see here I will use this hub. I have my wireless mouse. Let me see if I can, the wireless mouse dongle right here, and then I can plug in the little blue fan that lights up under the ATEM to keep it cool. So that's what this will be used for, additional ports for USB. So we're all connected here, and once we, I'll bring up again the computer. If we go to the ATEM software, it all still functions the same, but anything that's program out is gonna now go out directly into OBS. So here's OBS, here's your program monitor. The important thing on the sources, you just, basically these should be set up already, but if you double click on video capture, you'll see the device says Blackmagic Design. and you definitely want that. So that's the video out of the Blackmagic Design ATEM. And the audio, double click that, make sure it's saying microphone Blackmagic Design. There are some other options, but you don't want to select those because you won't get the audio feed from your ATEM. So we'll just say OK. And the other thing we want to do is make sure now that we can't, I'll go back to this camera, since we have our USB-C actually being used now, we need to record the program going through OBS. So you can see here on the right menu, you have Start Streaming, Manage Broadcast, Stop Recording. And this is where I'm recording right now for this video. So I have an external drive plugged in over on my USB port on the right side of the laptop. And we'll go to Settings. And if we go over here to the tabs to Output, there's a tab here called Recording. And basically you'll want to set up a recording path on the computer to go to this hard drive. I can't select it now because it is being recorded, but you can see it's the G drive IFM Livestream test. I'll show it in Windows or File Explorer. You can see on my computer with this plugged in, the T7 on the G network. These are the folders in here. And I have IFM Livestream test, and that's where this video is being recorded right now. So you want to make sure you have that mapped out. So once you see you have audio coming in, you can adjust this down maybe a little, because this, you're having audio coming out of the mixer, then it's going into the ATEM, and then it's going into OBS. So you have 3 areas of audio. You just want to make sure you're getting a nice level throughout all of them and you're not over modulating anywhere. So that's important to make sure you're set. So when it comes time to live stream, this should all be set up in advance. Let's go to the InFocus Media Services YouTube channel on YouTube. And we're going to go to Create and go live. And we see there'll be a upcoming live stream, and this is going to be your live stream. So you can click on that. And now it says connect your encoder to start the preview. So what you want to do is go back to OBS now. And we're going to say, let's say it's 10 minutes before and we want to, start streaming. So we'll click start streaming and it'll say you need to set up a broadcast before you can start streaming. So go to manage broadcast, and this basically is a way to set up a broadcast live stream, but you'll want to come over to this tab that says select existing broadcast. And then you'll see IFM Livestream Test 2, which is going to be the one that we want to use. So we'll select that, and we'll select that broadcast and start streaming. So get a little warning message here that we just basically will go live on our own terms. So what I like to do is go back to the channel, and you can see that we are getting our feed. It's saying an excellent connection, and it says you're ready. So click here to start streaming. So I always want to make sure, since we're kind of using so many different software programs, before you go live, the most important thing is just start recording, because you want to get a copy of it recorded to the hard drive. And then once you got that going, come back to your YouTube channel. And let's say we want to start with a full screen graphic. So what I'm going to do is put a still up, and I'm going to go to that. So here in a second, we'll see the stream will come up with my InFocus logo. So now that that's there, I know that's what's going to start streaming as soon as I hit go live. So I'm going to go live. And it says I'm live. So that's basically all you have to do. And so now that you're going through OBS, you really don't need to, let me go back to 3. You may have missed that because I was confused because I can't show 2 things at once. I'm using the same software for both, but you can see here that I am live on YouTube. I have an excellent connection and everything's great. So now what I will do from this point is, I know OBS is running, it's streaming, I'm recording, my audio's good. I can kind of minimize this because now I really don't have to worry about OBS anymore. So now your main focus again is back on the switcher, calling up graphics, switching between cameras, doing whatever. You can always monitor YouTube, making sure everything's working fine. It says it's live. It's been going for a minute and 15 seconds. And yeah, that's really about it. Once the live stream has ended, you'll fade out your graphic and then hit end stream and say yes when it's appropriate. So you can end it and you'll be all finished. Once you've finished your live stream, make sure you stop recording on the external hard drive through OBS, and then you can begin shutting everything down from that point. All right, thanks a lot and good luck.